Spider-Man, Brand New Day, End Credits Explained. The biggest MCU tease you missed. Warning, spoiler warning. Before we begin, this video contains major spoilers for Spider-Man Brand New Day, including the film's ending and its post-credit scene. We'll also be discussing fan theories about what this could mean for Avengers Doomsday, Secret Wars, and the future of Spider-Man in the MCU. With that said, let's get started. Marvel has done it again. Just when you think the movie is over, the credits finish rolling, the lights stay dim, and then a single scene completely changes the conversation. Unlike many Marvel post-credit scenes that introduce a brand new villain or surprise character, Spider-Man Brand New Day does something much simpler, but somehow even more mysterious. There's no massive action sequence, no dialogue, no shocking cameo. Just one familiar piece of technology, Ned Leeds' Spidey Tracker. And within seconds, fans were already creating hundreds of theories online. So, what exactly happens during the end credits? And why could those final few seconds completely change Spider-Man's future in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Let's break it all down. Throughout Brand New Day, Ned unknowingly becomes connected to Spider-Man again. Even though the events of No Way Home erased Peter Parker from everyone's memories, people still know Spider-Man exists. They still admire the masked hero protecting New York. That leads Ned to create an app called Spidey Tracker, a tool that maps Spider-Man sightings across the city and helps people report where the friendly neighborhood hero has been seen. For most of the movie, the app feels like a fun little detail, almost comic relief. Whenever Spider-Man swings across Manhattan, new sightings appear, the tracker updates. Everything seems completely normal, until the credits. As the final scene begins, the Spidey Tracker opens once again. At first, nothing feels unusual. The map still shows New York. The familiar Spider-Man icon is there, just like we've seen throughout the movie. Then, something strange happens. The tracker suddenly glitches. The map begins zooming farther and farther away. New York disappears. North America disappears. Then, Earth itself fills the screen. The signal continues moving, farther, farther, until the tracker suddenly identifies Spider-Man somewhere in outer space. The scene ends almost immediately with one final message: Spider-Man will return. At first glance, it seems incredibly simple. But when you stop and think about it, that tiny reveal raises far more questions than it answers. Because throughout the entire movie, Peter Parker never leaves Earth. Everything takes place in New York. So, why is Spider-Man suddenly being tracked in space? The first and perhaps most obvious theory is that Peter himself somehow leaves Earth after the movie ends. Marvel doesn't show us how or when. The credits scene simply tells us that by the time Ned's tracker updates, Spider-Man is no longer on the planet. If that's true, it could be setting up Peter's next appearance in a much larger MCU story. Another popular theory is even more interesting. What if the tracker isn't actually detecting Tom Holland's Spider-Man at all? Notice something important. The scene never identifies Peter Parker. It only identifies Spider-Man. In the multiverse, that could mean anyone. Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Spider-Man 2099, or even an entirely new variant we've never met before. Marvel intentionally leaves that mystery unanswered, and that's exactly why fans have been debating it nonstop. Then there's the connection everyone immediately made: Avengers Secret Wars. Comic book fans know that Secret Wars is one of Marvel's biggest multiverse stories ever written. Heroes from different universes, different realities, different timelines, all brought together. If Spider-Man is suddenly located somewhere beyond Earth, could this be Marvel quietly setting up his role in that story? Many fans certainly think so. While nothing has been officially confirmed, the cosmic nature of the tease has fueled widespread speculation that it connects to the multiverse saga's endgame. Some viewers have another theory entirely. What if the tracker isn't following a person, but detecting an incursion? Throughout the multiverse saga, we've learned that realities can begin colliding with one another. If another Spider-Man's universe is collapsing, the tracker may simply be locking on to the last known location of a Spider-Man somewhere beyond Earth. That would explain why the signal suddenly jumps into space without showing Peter physically leaving New York. Again, Marvel doesn't confirm this, but it's one of the most discussed interpretations among fans. There's another detail that's easy to miss. This post-credit scene is very different from previous Spider-Man movies. Homecoming ended with Captain America delivering a joke. Far From Home revealed Peter's identity to the world. No Way Home teased the Venom symbiote. Each of those scenes directly introduced a new plot point. Brand New Day doesn't. Instead, it gives us a question. And sometimes, a good question is far more powerful than a direct answer. Marvel wants audiences discussing this ending, creating theories, watching the movie again, searching for clues. That's exactly what a great post-credit scene should do. There's also something symbolic about the tracker itself. Throughout the movie, Ned unknowingly spends his time searching for Spider-Man. Not Peter Parker, just Spider-Man. Because of Dr. Strange's spell, Peter Parker no longer exists in anyone's memory. But Spider-Man still inspires people. The final scene reinforces that idea. Even if Peter has lost his identity, the symbol of Spider-Man continues reaching farther than ever before. From protecting one neighborhood to potentially protecting entire worlds. Perhaps that's the real meaning behind the ending. Brand New Day begins as Spider-Man's most personal story. It's about grief, healing, starting over, finding hope again. Then the credits remind us that Peter Parker is still part of something much larger. No matter how grounded his story becomes, the universe always has another adventure waiting. There's another fascinating detail that many viewers may have overlooked. The post-credit scene doesn't actually show Spider-Man. It only shows the signal. That's a very deliberate creative decision. Marvel could have easily ended with Tom Holland floating in space, or revealed another Spider-Man. Instead, they chose not to. Why? Because mystery creates anticipation. The moment audiences actually see who's out there, the conversation ends. But by only showing the tracker, Marvel allows every fan to imagine something different. Some believe it's Peter beginning a cosmic mission. Others think it's Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man surviving another universe. Some even believe it's our first tease of Miles Morales entering the MCU. None of those theories have been confirmed, and that's exactly why the scene works so well. It transforms a simple tracking app into one of the biggest mysteries of the entire multiverse saga. Instead of giving us an answer, Marvel gives us a reason to keep watching. Final thoughts. So, what does the Spider-Man Brand New Day post-credit scene actually mean? Officially, Marvel hasn't explained it yet. All we know is that Ned's Spidey Tracker suddenly detects Spider-Man somewhere beyond Earth before the screen fades to Spider-Man will return. Everything else, whether it's Secret Wars, a multiversal Spider-Man, an incursion, or Peter Parker's next adventure, remains a mystery. But perhaps that's exactly what Marvel intended. The best post-credit scenes don't answer questions, they create new ones. And this ending succeeds perfectly. Because the moment audiences left the theater, everyone started asking the same thing. Whose Spider-Man is really out there? So, what do you think? Do you believe the tracker found Tom Holland's Spider-Man? Or was Marvel secretly teasing another Spider-Man from somewhere else in the multiverse? Share your theories in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more Spider-Man explainers, Marvel theories, hidden details, ending breakdowns, and everything happening across the MCU.